Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's an Amber thing. I am Amber, and today I just wanted to talk a little bit about the woman's place in Jehovah's organization. But before I get to that, I just have to say, I'm super taken back by all of the changes that have, I don't know why, but all the changes that have been taking place inside of the organization. Somebody left a comment on my last video and was saying something about the ministry school being like old old stuff, like you don't do that anymore. So I don't know what's really going on in the organization anymore these days. I guess I should be very thankful for that, but yeah, I guess I'm a little bit out of touch. And then I think he came back and he was saying, he or she, sometimes I can't tell from the names that are chosen, for the YouTube channel, whatever, I don't know. But they were also saying the book study doesn't exist anymore. The book study is old stuff too. So when I used to go, oh, my dragonfly is back. I have a dragonfly that I sit outside quite a bit and watch the kids play or play with them, and we like to be outside quite a bit, but usually when I come outside there's this dragonfly that flies through. So and a hummingbird. There's a hummingbird that always comes. But in any event, so there used to be, it was for us, and this was, I lived in Southern California at the time, and I went to a Southern California congregation, but and then actually while I was here, I went for, like I said, about 5-6 years, maybe a little bit longer, to one here in Fresno as well. But there was a Monday night, we had a book study, and that was in our home. We actually had it in our home for a while. And then we had Wednesday, which was the service meeting, and I forget what the other meeting was called, but it was 2, so it was like a 2-hour thing. And then we had our meetings on Saturday, and it was like the public talk, and then I forget what the other part of it, the Watchtower study. That's right. So there was a total of 5 meetings per week. So I was a little bit surprised to hear about that. And then I've been seeing a lot of things about cart ministry, and I'm really not sure what that's about. I've never encountered it, and I haven't seen it here in Fresno at all. So I'm not sure what that's about. But I guess it's a new way. Maybe, I don't know if people still go door to door or what is going on. But so about the woman's place in the Kingdom Hall. I had mentioned a couple of times, I think through, a couple of my videos that, women are more on the to be seen and not heard side. And it's true. A woman in the congregation can only do so much. We can't do anything that is public speaking to the audience. So and I don't know if they don't have the ministry school anymore. I'm not sure how they're doing it now, but so there's a ministry school, or there was a ministry school, and it would be where, they would teach how to speak appropriately, how to read the scriptures appropriately, how to apply scriptures to other texts, and, kind of teaching us how to talk to people in the ministry. So a woman cannot give any kind of public discourse. They can't, speak to the audience. They can only have a 5-minute part where they speak to another sister. And it would be in the setting of a Bible study or something like that. So they're not to look out at the audience, and they're not training or teaching in any way, shape, or form. They are only giving a 5-minute skit of how a study should go, type of a thing. So, and you prepare for that. Whatever topic that they would give you, you would go ahead and prepare 5 minutes worth of conversation between you and another sister. Other responsibilities in the congregation, handing out books or passing the mic or any kind of shepherding, is done all by the brothers, ministerial servants, elders, and the brothers in general. Women are not to do anything like that. They're not a part of any of the committees, that would like sit down and talk to you if there was some kind of wrongdoing that took place. They are not a part of, there are not any elevated sisters, like there are ministerial servants for brothers and elders for brothers, and they oversee the congregation. With the sisters, there is no such thing. We don't oversee the congregation in any way, shape, or form. However, the other thing that sisters can do, and it's most of what the sisters do, is field service. So I don't know if they're doing it different now, but the way they used to do it is they would, meet up at a kingdom hall or in somebody's home, whichever was specified. They would kind of get together and have a morning reading of a yearbook. That's what they call it. It used to be called a yearbook, or like a little service book, and it would just give you, some good thoughts for the day. It was like a daily type Bible reading thing. And just set your morning off in a spiritual way. A brother would actually have to be present in order to, do the reading and do any kind of prayer. And if there was not a brother present, then what would happen is there would be a sister that would cover her head with, a cloth or a scarf or something like that. And somehow that was showing, more respect for you taking the place of what a brother should be doing. So then they would go out into the field service. They would go door to door knocking and, trying to bring new people into the organization. So that you can do this in 3 separate capacities from what I remember. So just regular field service. You would go out and you just would do it whenever you had time. A lot of sisters were very dedicated to doing, Saturdays or Sundays after meeting, something like that. Or you could do a step up, and that would be auxiliary pioneer. So you go and there's a certain amount of hours that are required in order for you to be an auxiliary pioneer. And then a step up from that would be a regular pioneer. And there's so many hours, quota that you're supposed to meet in order to be considered a regular pioneer. So when you're in auxiliary pioneering or pioneering, then you actually have, meetings that are separate from other sisters in the congregation. It's like makes it a little bit special. There's special books that are handed out that other people aren't privy to. There's special, training that's involved with those things. I auxiliaried for a little while. Very, very short period of time. It wasn't something that I really enjoyed doing a whole lot. And I think it really had a lot to do with the fact that I had so many questions and so many things that I felt were not right, that I didn't feel like it was appropriate for me, having all these questions and having all of these, conflicts about the religion itself or the organization itself, for me to go out and knock on somebody else's door and talk to them about it. It didn't feel right. So I didn't do that for very long, but the brothers keep very tabs on all of the hours that you put in. They know, they're very organized about that kind of thing. And they keep record of all of that at their New York location, which I think has also moved. So there really isn't a whole lot for the women to do. They're not really allowed to take charge in, any portion of the teaching, unless it's, home Bible studies with people who are not yet Jehovah's Witnesses. Then a sister can go out and they can, they can do that. So yeah, it's really kind of like one of those things where women just, it doesn't feel like we're appreciated the way that, maybe we want to feel appreciated. And we don't feel, I never felt like, like my place there was in silence, and I'm really just not that kind of person. So it just, that was another thing that I just didn't agree with. I was just like, if I have the knowledge, why can't I do what you do? And it just, it's not acceptable. So that is my little spiel on women in the congregation. If you have anything to add, please leave it in the comments. We'll talk about it. I would like to know, like, what is the Bible study really gone? Is that like no more? And why? I'm curious. And then the cart. What is that about? I'm not really sure what all of that is about. Do you guys just like, does somebody just stand next to a cart and hold the magazines? Like, I remember they used to do something like a long time ago. It was like called street corner work or something like that. And that's where there would be like a brother and a sister, or, pretty much a pair, two people. And they would just stand on, the street corners, and they would hold the magazines, the Watchtower and Awake, they would hold them up. And then when people would walk by, they would, try and have conversation with them. Is it similar to that? I'm curious. All these things I'm just so curious about. So let me know down in the comments. And then, continue to talk to me and let me know what it is that you guys are wanting to know. And to the very best of my knowledge, I will speak on it. Until then, I will see you all later. Have a wonderful day.